Ça, c'est ce qu'ils disent. Moi, je vais te raconter comment ça s'est passé. La vérité, c'est qu'il y a 50 ans, le père du Shah, qui était alors officier, voulait renverser l'empereur Qajar pour instaurer une république.
Je ferai comme Atatürk. Je moderniserai ce pays et je ferai une république.
Mais les Anglais avaient eu vent du projet. Et un jour...
Bonjour. Pourquoi tu veux faire une république alors que tu pourrais être empereur?
Moi, empereur?
Bien sûr, c'est mieux que président. Tu auras tous les pouvoirs. Un pays comme le tien a besoin d'un homme fort comme toi à sa tête.
Ce n'est pas faux.
Et puis, tu sais bien que le clergé est contre la République. Et entre nous, il n'a pas tort.
Et que dois-je faire?
Rien. Tu nous donnes le pétrole, nous nous occuperons du reste.
Maintenant, c'est moi le roi. Tout ce qui est à vous m'appartient.
Ah, mais en fait, c'était un connard.
Oui et non. C'était un dictateur, mais il a réellement modernisé l'Iran. On peut dire qu'il aimait son pays en quelque sorte. Pas comme son fils qui lui a succédé.
Le roi, c'est moi maintenant. Je suis la lumière des Ariens. Je ferai de ce pays le plus moderne de tous les temps. Notre peuple retrouvera sa splendeur.
Oui, le père du Shah a été très dur. Il a même mis ton papy en prison. Mais son fils a été 10 fois pire.
Quoi?
It all started in 1953 when the U.S. organized an operation to get Mohammad Mossadegh, the Iranian prime minister at the time, to lose his position after earning the vote to nationalize the oil industry. This was mainly due to him not conforming to the U.S.'s demands and therefore having a bad relation with the international powerhouse. With the help of Britain, the U.S. ended up interfering in the internal affairs of Iran and giving the power to one of the least educated Iranians, the Shah, who was a low-ranking officer at the time. In return, the Shah would pay back the powerhouses by exporting oil and improving their economy. The Shah had a history of not having Iran's best interest at heart. Instead, he spent immense amounts of money on his personal affairs and pleasing Western powers. Moreover, he had a history of imprisoning citizens who did not have the same political approach. After he passed away, he gave his son Reza his power as Shah. At the start of Reza's reign, he made promises to improve the country and to have the people's interest as a priority, which he did not keep. He followed into his father's footsteps by imprisoning more people and being more corrupt. Decades of corruption led the people to protest the ruling of the Shah and ask for a better and just leadership. In 1979, the Shah's period as a ruler was over. At a time when the majority of the Iranian population was fairly uneducated, the Islamist Party used religion as a way to unite Iranians and their hate for the Shah. Therefore, the Iranian Islamist Party won the election and were voted the ruling party of the nation. This started a reign of oppression and injustice as they abused their power. The newly formed regime was extremely oppressive and far more barbaric than the Shah's reign that going to prison in most cases meant death. During the regime's takeover, large numbers of the Shah's soldiers were imprisoned out of fear that their loyalty still laid with the Shah. However, after international relations between Iran and Iraq hit a rock bottom, the regime lost privilege of imprisoning their own soldiers and gave them a choice between death or fighting for Iran in a war against Iraq. Moreover, during the regime's takeover, schools and offices were shut down for a period of transition. This period of transition resulted in a dynamic restructuring of the education system. A new set of laws regarding women's clothes that go with the beliefs of the Islamist Party, and many other changes. Being westernized was a crime in Islamist Party Iran. In conclusion, the period of transition resulted in a mass migration of Iranians out of their home country to save their lives from oppression and conformity to something they did not agree with. To sum it up, Iranians fought to get rid of a corrupt Shah who did not prioritize their quality of life, but ended up with a far worse oppressive regime with no interest in the country's progressiveness or success due to low education.